What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Miami Dolphins Roundtable. We are live here on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Listen, man, we're excited. We're looking to have a great show tonight. We have the usual suspects. We're going to get into all things Miami Dolphins football and so much more. But before we get started, we do want you to know that this stream is being powered by BetUS. Take advantage of a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. If you're looking for a sports book, BetUS is where you want to be. It's not just the sports book, but it's also live book, casino, race book, and so much more, including BetUS TV. All right. You all hit that like button. One moment. Someone said they can't hear me. Let me see. Let me make sure that's not me. All right. One moment. Audio testing. You should be able to hear me. I don't know what's going on with your speakers, but you should be able to hear me. All right. But yes, check out BetUS again. Take advantage of the opportunity. Now, for those who like to gamble, BetUS has that 150% sign-up bonus. Take advantage of it. For those who don't gamble, it's all good, man. They have the free games as well. So when you click on a slot game or the blackjack, it'll ask you, do you want to play for real money or do you want to play for fun? Take advantage of all of that. But those who are going to gamble, make sure that you gamble responsibly, all right? BetUS, sportsbook where you want to be. All right, listen, we got a lot to talk about tonight. The usual suspects are here. We're going to start out with CB83. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. The Miami Dolphins are in the process about to start making these moves, start building these walls. You already know what time it is, man. Building these trenches. Hey, here we go. Hey, we ready, man. Shout out to the homie A. Burgos in the building. Shout out to A. Burgos, man. Getting it done. He says, TD, this is for Greer, McDaniel,
this is
and
it
Tua.
for Greer. This is it.
Oh, yeah, he did say this is it. Dang, that's how you feeling? He said big year. I'm with you.
Man, oh man. But CB, man, heard you had a big weekend, man. You got a champion in the house.
I got a champion in the house, man. My son played in the Flag Football World Championship this past weekend at Disney. They actually made it to the championship, played on ESPN Plus around 2:00, and they won the championship. So we got a world champion in the house. Big shout out to Cam, who played for Arizona's 5 Stars. Who's a big team out of Arizona, and they came home with the W, the chip.
What position your son play?
So he plays like corner safety, and then he also plays wide receiver. He's an athlete, so he could go. He's quick, he's fast, he works hard, he grinds, and it pays off. It pays off.
So corner safety, Fuller's leaving, Holland leaving, and receiver, Tyreek probably last year. What's up, man? He need a signing bonus?
For real, we need him.
He probably can get them boys a run for their money out there. I'm serious now. I'm serious.
Oh, man. Listen, man, don't set your son up like that playing receiver under the certain quarterbacks.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, man. Don't do that. Hey, I saw Tyreek was out there too. He was out there.
Nice. Yeah, man, that's what's up, though, man. I always love whenever I hear about you being a dad and stuff, and then seeing, the success of your young one, especially because you put the time and energy into it, taking them out there and stuff. That's what's up, man. But I think you were telling me everybody could check it out on, is it the Disney app?
Yeah, so actually the game is on Disney Plus or ESPN Plus. You got to have the ESPN Plus, but if you just search Flag, you'll see Flag Football World Championship, and it's like a 7-hour stream, but they play at the 3-hour mark. So you'll be able to see he actually scores a long touchdown in the games, and you'll hear him, announce his name and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Man, y'all go check it out. Yeah. Pretty dope, man. We got a future Dolphin, so we got to make sure we take care of him. All right,
that would be nice, man. That would be nice.
Yeah. But we're gonna make sure he under the right quarterback. But that's not dinner. All right. Man, bro. Miss Fins, we gotta talk.
What do you mean?
We didn't even shout you out for your accomplishment. Over 1,500 subscribers now.
Hey,
yeah.
Shout out to Miss Fans.
Yeah, we wanted to do it before the season was over. That was awesome. Oh man, I was like, elated, So very excited for that. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the fans that continue to support and subscribe to the channel. Is awesome. Now we're on to 2,000. That's the next goal that we're working our way towards. But very, very happy, very blessed, and we keep trucking every day. We keep trucking. So happy to be here.
I'm excited for you. I love your consistency. Every morning I see you on live, and I just love every bit of it. Just keep on grinding and keep on doing you, and it'll continue to grow, man. You're going to look back and be like, wow, look at where I am now. So it's all love,
Thank
man.
You. Appreciate
Big C, man, what's going on, man? Listen, you're about to hit 600. You're on your way to 1,000 real soon.
I'm trying. Listen, I keep trying. I'm trying to do this giveaway. People don't want to come get no cash. I'm trying to do these giveaways.
Hey,
you know what I mean? I'm trying to grow.
Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link.
Drop that link, man. Hey, I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get in on this too, man.
Giveaways.
Hey, the link is in the description. Is in the chat right now. The Big C's channel. Go subscribe so you can get in on one of these giveaways. Hey, man, you got a giveaway going on right now?
When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I plan on giving away $2,000.
Wow.
A San Marino jersey, autograph, Mike Tyson glove. So I mean, a lot of big giveaways on the horizon.
Bro, is it going to be for one of your subscribers, or they have to do something?
They just got to subscribe, and they got to be present when we do the drawing. Once we hit 1,000, very next show, we'll do the 4 or 5 drawings. Last time I gave away $2,000, I only had 12 people in the chat. So you had
nice.
You had 2 chances out of 12 people to win $1,000 a piece. So
hey man, let me turn my notifications on for Big C.
I'm already subscribed.
Make sure your notifications on. The man giving away big bread.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to get me an LED over here, man. Come on, man. Y'all get them to 1,000 so I can enter the contest, man.
Hey, I know.
For real.
Hey, man, you need to throw some. Hey, come on, bro.
I'm eligible. Don't.
You're eligible. Absolutely, 100%. Nah, for real. Just keep grinding, waiting for Chris Greer to make some moves, create some cap space, so we can get some trench help. We need some trenches. We need the trenches taken care of.
Build a wall, damn it! Build a wall.
Yeah, we need to build something.
Well, that's what we're gonna get into tonight, building this wall, man. And if we got time, we're gonna do a little quick, fun mock draft. But yes, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channels. Listen, go check out all of these guys' channel. I'm gonna be putting up CB83 Miss Finn's link real soon. As you see, Miss Fins is playing behind Big C right now. But listen,
I didn't even notice.
Hey, Big C got big money, got LEDs and all, man. Golly, bud.
Hey, listen, Big C's link I already posted, so go ahead and subscribe to his channel so you can be on deck whenever that giveaway starts out. All right, he already going up to 600 soon, so get in the game. All right, man. Let's get into it. All right. We're going to start out with CB83. Come on, man. What's your biggest position that you want to see the Miami Dolphins attack in free agency? And do you have any player in mind yet?
Honestly, it's just offensive line help. I want to see us get better up front. And I really don't have any particular names, in mind. I just want us to get some guys who are like maulers and who are really good run blockers. Like I don't really care about nothing else. Like give me some guys who can run block and who can protect the middle and who can get after it and who are just I need some nastiness on the offensive line. We just got too many nice guys. We need some nastiness, some dog in that room, somebody who's going to bring some intensity, to those practices and to that workout room. And that's going to get after it. And then, I mean, honestly, offensive line and defensive line are my priorities this offseason. That should be the Miami Dolphins' priorities too. There's some other holes to fill, but man, seeing Philadelphia get after Kansas City like that in the Super Bowl was a thing of beauty. And it all started up front with Jalen Carter and those guys up front. So I want us to build something like that. and just and do it the right way. We haven't done it that way. We gotta move towards that and get away from this finesse mentality. That's my thoughts on that.
Big C, what you got on that?
I agree. We need to target guards. I really like Will Fries from Indianapolis. I think he's probably going to be out of our price range. I think Chris Greer is going to do a lot of budget shopping. So we're probably looking at like Daniels from Pittsburgh or Zietler from the Lions. Which are I mean, Daniels coming off an injury. They're both nice pieces. I think we definitely got to address the offensive line in the draft, though. Whether we trade up, trade down, Membu, he killed the combine. I really liked him a lot. I don't know if he's going to still be there at pick 13, but he'd be a great piece for us. He can play tackle. He can play guard. He'd end up probably taking Austin Jackson's spot, honestly. But yeah, we got to attack that guard position.
Austin Jackson spot at the right tackle.
Yeah,
maybe Austin Jackson gets kicked in, or maybe I don't know.
I'm saying if he gets injured, you can pop Membu out there, and then I don't know if Jackson's getting his job back.
Well, you invested in him, though. You invested money in him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you.
Interesting, Miss Fins. What do you got on it?
My biggest position of need, obviously the trenches. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. I mean, I definitely want to upgrade in the nose tackle position. I think that Benito Jones is a good backup. I think he did all right for us this past year. I just don't think he's starter material, in my opinion. So I'd like to get another nose tackle. And obviously with the status of Calais Campbell, we don't really know if he's really going to come back or what's going to happen with him. So obviously we need at least 2 more starting D linemen, in my opinion. I definitely do want to go ahead and draft one in the draft, hopefully in the first 2 rounds. That's my main focus. And in free agency, there's a couple of guys that are available that, I'm still looking to it. I haven't super deep dived in on the free agents yet for the D line. So that would be my focus. As far as the O-line, I mean, I have to agree with Zietler being one of the good guys. I would say he's probably one of the main guys that I would want out of the Lions, because if you saw, one of the things that Jared Goff was able to do is have, that pocket ability to be able to give himself some time and to extend plays. And having, a guard like Kevin, I think that would be really good for us. Will that be in the right guard position, left guard? Obviously, we'll let Butch Berry decide how he'd want to use them. But I think Zeeler's probably like the main guy I want to focus on. If we can get him, he might be a little bit too expensive, but in the O-line, that's who I would want to target. Mekhi Becton, I know he's also available. My only concern, again, is his injuries. But if you're injured, you're your guy. So that's the that's the only thing that I'm nervous if they really do consider Mekhi Becton, from the Jets and then went to the Eagles. Just won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. So we got to see. But I think Zeeler is probably the one that I would like the most because of how that O-line worked out there with the Lions. So that's why.
Well, speaking of the O-line, what is your gauge? Because, there's a lot of rumors, but nobody can really put their finger on it. And I'll go with you, Ms. Fins, and go backwards on this one. Is Teron Armstead coming back, or is he going to retire?
Well, one clear indication of him not really knowing what he wants to do is the fact that he was able to restructure his contract the way that he did. Pretty much give back so much cap money to the Dolphins. He knew he was a cap casualty because we were not about to pay almost $30,000 for this man. It just wasn't going to happen. But so he knew that. Now, is he the best option we have? Absolutely, when he's available. But I still think he's contemplating on that. I don't think we'll really find out, honestly, till after the draft, in my opinion, is when I suspect he'll probably make his decision. see, where we're at, or they might ask him to do it before the draft. Hey, are you gonna actually stay or not? But I personally think he's gonna wait till either right before the draft or right after, depending on what the team, ends up doing and ends up looking for. But I still think he wants the money and he can play. I mean, he can play at least 10, 11, 12 games. He wants to get the money. Why not? After this, he's done. He's done and he's trying to be T-stead. He wants to be able to keep that Miami link. So he doesn't want to necessarily let that go just yet. So I don't think he wants to retire, but we'll see.
All right, what about you, Big C? What you got on this with Armstead? Coming back, retiring?
I think that he wants to see what this team's going to look like. If the team looks like they have potential and they can make a run, I think he's willing to give it a go. I think he's probably leaning towards coming back if I'd have to pick one way or the other. I mean, if he knew he was done, I think he would have already announced it by now. He wouldn't have went through all the, here, you can cut my contract down, do this, do that. He would have just been like, listen, I'm not coming back. It did look bad at times last year when he was taking himself out the game and getting frustrated, and it was a sad situation. But he was healthy towards the very end. I think he comes back. I think he comes back for one more.
What about you, CB?
Yeah, man, I think he comes back, and I think he did this media, this radio row media thing after the season because he's still interested in playing ball. And I can understand him, restructuring, trying to make it work for the team because he wants to see, like Big C said, he wants to see how the roster ends up. And I think if the Miami Dolphins build something that he feels like is going to be competitive, he'll be, definitely be back. And I think he wants to be there. I don't think he wants to go out. He honestly had one of his healthier years this past year, right? So I think, he comes back and he plays another year. If we get 12 to 14 games out of him, that's enough for me, especially if the money's right. So, we could use that type of play. And he's also a leader in that room. So if we draft a guy, we are going to need somebody to kind of, mentor these young guys coming into the league. So
I think Calais falls under the same scope as seeing what we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think, and that's the thing too. You got to understand that Miami's culture is kind of like this is a cakewalk. This is not very hard football. We don't get forced to grind and get after it like that. So I think the culture down in Miami is like, it's a good time, right? It's country club ball. So guys don't really get beat up on. So they're like, hey, man,
that's a terrible way to look at our team.
Why not give it a go, right? But I'm just being real. Like,
they don't grind down there. I'll play another year. Sign me up.
This is compared to other teams, it's probably like a walk in the park compared to other teams. So you got to keep that in mind. And we've heard Omar Kelly. We've heard a lot of people talk about the Miami culture and what practice is like and how guys kind of have veteran days and stuff like that. So, let's be real. We got to keep it real. He's probably looking at it like, man, this is easy. Let's go do it again.
So what is it going to take for us to surpass the Buffalo Bills this year? Is there an offseason where we surpass them? What's the path? What's the plan? Because that's all that matters, right? I hope we're not like, long as we make the playoffs, even if we don't win the division. No, we got to win a division. So what does that look like to you? I'll go back to you, CV, and we'll go back around. What does it look like to you surpassing the Bills? We got to do this, that, and that.
I think it's simple, right? I think it's build the offensive line, build a better offensive line, a more consistent offensive line. It's build a better defensive front, and it's Tua staying healthy. That's really the keys to success for me. Build on both sides of the football, and I know there's like cornerback. You're gonna need some depth there. You're gonna need some players there. You're gonna need safeties. You're gonna need linebackers. But I mean, when it comes to it, it really comes down to Tua staying healthy and being physical up front. If you can be physical up front and move people against their will, you'll win games. But I mean, they got to figure that out. Like they got to figure that out this offseason, whether it's free agency or the draft. They got to find a way to get more physical up front.
Big C, talk to me.
We've already figured out how to overtake the Buffalo Bills. We did it in 2023. We just couldn't remain healthy. We had a strong defensive line. We had a good offensive line until injuries just depleted us. Well, we have a 4 or 5 game lead.
We did.
The reason we lost that division and ended up having to go to Kansas City is because of injuries. You can blame it on Tua and poor play, this, that. That's the reason we lost the division. We just got depleted by injuries.
Big C, Big C on one. He on one.
Okay. He is
on
TD,
one. Big C on one now.
He on one. But let me rephrase because I don't know why I set myself up like that. How can we overcome the Buffalo Bills regardless of injuries? Like, because it's inevitable. It's going to happen every year.
Hey, so
you can deal with regular injuries, but the amount of injuries, if you look back at that team and the amount of injuries we suffered at the end of that season, Xavier Howard, Javon Howland, our whole offensive line. Tyreek wasn't the same after the Tennessee game when he got the horse collar. We were
the Lions.
We were absolutely destroyed by Allen. We didn't have one pass rusher on the team.
Brother,
they were all
we was getting dudes out of we was getting dudes out of the Walmart parking lot. Like
if that's the case, then why did Waddle say? If that was the case, then why did Waddle say? Why did Waddle literally?
The Lions went to the playoffs and lost their first game just like we did.
Yeah, but Waddle even told you they went
to the playoffs.
We went to the playoffs too. We went to the playoffs 2023 too.
And what happened?
We lost the Super Bowl champs.
To the champs. I mean, it was cold outside.
In freezing cold weather.
Offense didn't show up. Because the offense didn't show up.
Nobody's showing up in minus 12.
Hey, the defense didn't show up either.
Really?
Will you stop
the
we didn't have name a pass rusher. Name a pass rusher we had.
Did Kansas City not show up?
Name a pass rusher we had.
You're acting like Kansas City didn't play the same game. Like
I'm saying if we were healthy, that wouldn't have happened. We would have never went to Kansas City. We would have never lost the division to Buffalo.
Said every single team ever.
No, semi-healthy. Even semi-healthy. Name a team that doesn't have one pass rusher.
I can't with these.
Name a team that doesn't have one single pass rusher.
Multiple
we had
teams.
Not one.
Guess what? We had pass rushers. They might have been bench players, but we had them. And those same pass rushers, we were able to actually get stuff.
Good was out for the year.
Here's my problem.
Was out for the year.
No.
Here's my problem.
Jalen Phillips was out for the year.
Here's my problem with that.
Year.
Here's my problem with that argument, Big C.
Wolfpacking.
Here's my problem with that argument, Big C. Forget the defense. What did the offense do?
Thank you.
The defense could have held the Chiefs to half of what they did. What did the offense do? We never do.
At the beginning of the year, we had an offensive line.
Are we talking about the same year where the Chiefs had two of the worst tackles in the NFL?
And Robert Hunt got hurt. Armstead was hurt.
What's everybody was hurt, Big C. You ain't even got to tell these people. They know that. They own it, bro. You don't have to.
You guys are okay with excuses. That's all you do is excuses. You act like the other team didn't have injuries.
If you can't admit that, you just fronting right now.
I'm not admitting it. I stated as a fact.
Stop fronting. You heard Big C. Stop fronting.
No,
you can't act like the amount of injuries that we suffered to the players that we suffered. Come on.
The way we lost. I don't. For me, the injuries didn't matter the way we lost because the defensive side of the football, I'm not even worried about that. I understand, but the offense did absolutely nothing, and you can't tell me because 2 old linemen were out that's why the whole offense. The Kansas City Chiefs had 2 tackles that they got rid of that they were 2 of the worst in the league. Replaced both of them in that offseason.
Well, TD, I think it's when you look at a game like that.
Tua's not Pat Mahomes either,
bro. You don't go.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now, hey, he cooking, ain't he, CB?
Tua's not.
Bro,
Tua's not Pat Mahomes, though.
Bro, you can't go in there.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
Tua's not gonna go in there and throw you to a win.
Pat Mahomes can.
What did you say?
Tua's not gonna go in there and throw you to a win. You
gotta
run the ball.
He did it versus Baltimore.
Nobody.
Yeah, he did it versus
that was good weather.
And the Chargers.
That was great weather. Come on, man, stop playing. Y'all in here comparing them to Mahomes.
So y'all think that year we figured out Buffalo because we beat them in a time of possession game where we kept the ball from them. We basically just kind of like just ate the clock up most of the
Come on, TD. We were close. Look, we were close to Buffalo last year. We should have beat them last year. We had the game. Should have.
Were we hurt in week 2?
No,
or 3 whenever we played them?
Tua later egged that game. He did.
Well, we got blown out.
What about the second game? Well, what about the second game though?
The second game was good. I really like
the second game. Was a lot more competitive, but that doesn't. That's any given Sunday. You can't say you get blown out one, you get beat the other, and we figured them out.
You can't say it's any given Sunday. You want to get better as the season progresses.
Then why do we lose? It doesn't matter. You got to win the game.
Yeah, I know you got to win the game,
and we lost.
Right, and we should have won.
When did we start getting
our defense couldn't get our defense couldn't get off the field.
Well, again, I'm not. Remember, this conversation ain't about Tua. It's about.
It can't be about Tua if you're talking about the Buffalo game and how to beat Buffalo.
That's why I don't understand your narrative right now because this team was not ready to beat Buffalo last year.
The team the team was one play away, a Poyer pass interference call away from winning the game. It happens though.
Buffalo was considerably better than us last year. It wasn't close. Maybe we got lucky and kept the score close in one game, but Buffalo, we weren't in Buffalo's league last year. We weren't.
But I'm trying to
whether we beat them one of the games or not. We weren't in their league.
How do we eclipse them this year?
You followed the blueprint that you laid forth in 2023 because if we wouldn't have had so many injuries to keep key positions, we would have won that division.
But this is going to be a weaker team.
Build a strong offensive line. Bro. We had Christian Wilkins. We had a decent defensive line. We had pass rushers. We was good until the offensive line fell apart, till all our pass rushers went down, till Javon Howland hurt his knees. Xavier Howard was out with the ankle injury. We just had too many key injuries. And I know every team suffers injuries. They do. But we don't have a Josh Allen at quarterback. We don't have a Pat Mahomes at quarterback that can overcome those injuries.
But that's the team we're going to have now.
I mean, he kind of said
we're going to stay semi-healthy. We can compete with Buffalo.
How can we say that when you're comparing a time when we had Holland, when we had Xavier Howard, when we had Christian Wilkins?
Chris Greer going to get on his thing.
That's the question I'm asking you. What are we going to do? What's going to make us as good as we were then without the injuries? What moves do you see him making?
You going to fill it up. We're going to go get hopefully a player like Justin Simmons. He going to be better. He played bad. He wasn't great last year, but he's going to be affordable at safety. We're going to go grab a couple offensive guards in free agency. We're going to trade for Jonathan Allen from the Redskins, or not the Redskins, Commanders. My fault. We're going to make some moves.
The Redskins.
Yo, that's one thing for sure.
Being negative about this team, it drives me crazy.
But there's look. This is my thing. There's one constant, and that's that Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel will find a way to get some players in the building. Every offseason it happens. They will shock you and bring some good players in. Now, whether they stay healthy, whether the system works, whether Mike McDaniel can make it work, that's a totally different situation. But the players will be here, and we'll be looking at this roster like, damn, we have a solid roster. Now let's see if he can put it together and go win games.
So do you have the faith that they can make it work?
And honestly, they haven't shown me they can, but that's where we are, bro. This is I hope the Dolphins figure it out. I hope they do.
It's a lot of hopium in here. Let me answer the question. Who's up next? Big C, got out his little Excuse a thon.
Damn,
Over
why
there.
you call my dog little excuses? That tighten up. Now
No,
you
I didn't
wolf
say little
stop wolf
excuses.
packing.
You said
Stop.
little. I said excuse a thon. There's a
Oh,
difference.
okay.
Hey,
Stop
the
wolf
wolf pack
packing.
howling. Oh,
TD, don't howl. I'm not a
hey, I'm
wolf
in the
pack
wolf
or
pack.
whatever.
I'm
Yes, you
proud
are,
of it.
Miss Fans. You just
No,
don't
I'm
want to
not.
admit it.
Anywho, look, I actually agree with Big C in the sense that these key positions we have to go ahead and tackle. Now, that's one of the things I talked about this morning. I focus on the safety position because I think we have no. I don't think I know we have no safeties. We have to go in the draft. That 13th pick needs to be a safety because you need a starting safety, in my opinion. And I want, if it's not a safety, a defensive tackle. Those are the only two positions I'm okay with at 13. I actually would prefer if we can maybe trade back a couple picks, pick up a second with that. But we'll see what the Dolphins end up doing. Regardless, we need a starting safety and I think a backup veteran that we can add to this team. That's going to help us because if you take a look at the Bills, to surpass the Bills, we've had the offense. But the issue is we haven't been attacking the part where they have lacked, which is their secondary. And that's the part where I'm like, why are we not attacking their secondary as much when that's their biggest weakness? In my opinion, every time we've played them, they've always had major injuries in that secondary, playing their second, third, fourth stringers out there whenever we play them. So for me, we need to make those attacks and attack that secondary. And obviously, that's going to be by building the trenches, the O line, which for
That's
me, Rubber Hunt was the biggest mistake we did by not re signing him, in my
tough.
opinion. So,
Well, that's why I think this team needs to attack free agency so we have a clear picture for the draft. I'm gonna tell y'all now, man. If Chris Greer don't hit free agency and bring in about 4 players, like really good players that we know are gonna start in key positions, then we fail because we need to go into the draft with that number 13 overall pick, knowing what we need and what we're gonna do with it. So
agreed.
that's what I'm waiting on next week in free agency. We know we need we need 2 safeties. Let's get that straight first of all.
And 2
We know
defensive linemen.
and back up 2 starting safeties we need. I don't think people know that. We need another defensive lineman, a starting caliber one. You don't know what you're getting out of Phillips coming off of that. Nor Chubb. We don't even know if they're going to keep him. And you need a corner. A starting corner, moving on from Phillips. You need a starting middle linebacker. You need a starting guard, maybe 2, because I don't know how they feel about Isaiah Wynn and Roberts, but it might be 2. There are like 8 starters that the Miami Dolphins need. I mean, you need a starting quarterback, but that's another conversation.
And a nose tackle, but
Well, yeah, I mean, it might be a left tackle. Oh, I didn't even say defensive tackle. We did, depending on Calais Campbell. We need 9 starters, y'all. 7 to 9 starters, depending on what Calais does or Armstead does. You gotta secure at least 4 or 5 in free agency starters. And if we go out and we get 2 nice ones and a whole bunch of pieces that's battling for a guard position, man, it missed me with the offseason. Miss me with. I don't care if they went and got Darius. I don't care if they went and got 2 top free agents. If they don't address those other, at least 4 to 5 in free agency, we're screwed. We're screwed, period. So that's why this free agency is going to be everything to me next week. Greer better get this done, and he better get it right. This is tough.
Man, Greer about to be chef, and he about to be in the kitchen cooking. You already know
that's what you said last year, CB.
He did every season. But look, but he did cook, and Mike McDaniel screwed the pooch. That's what happened. Mike McDaniel's got to be better, guys. I don't care what we say. Chris Greer is doing his job. He's bringing the talent in. He's bringing the talent in, and it's not. Mike McDaniel, he's the one keeping everybody out of the game. Oh, you can sit this week out. You can sit this week out.
Yeah, but Chris Greer doesn't have no happy medium. He'll go and get the real expensive player that's a guard that's $25 million a year, and then he'll fill the rest of the team with garbage pieces. instead
Well,
of
no, I don't.
instead of spreading that out and getting 5 or 6 good pieces.
But he's been
to fill
thrifty in
these
the
holes.
past. Big C, he's been thrifty in the past.
He's
And
only
they got us
thrifty. He's
nowhere.
only
Look,
thrifty after he
he's
goes and gets the big splash guy.
But
though.
he's bargain shopped on the offensive line for a long time. Like,
he's because he's neglected it.
He's
because he's
bargain
went out and
shopped,
spent
though.
all that money somewhere else, so we don't have no choice.
But I know what he's gonna
bargain
do.
shopping on the offensive line.
He's finally gonna spend money on the O-line, but then he's gonna bargain shop everything else.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
That's what you need to. And that's what you need to do.
Hold on.
Have your coach. Hey, you have, because the trenches are more important. They're the most important to me.
No, let me tell you what bargain shopping looks like. CB, where he messed up last year. Anybody heard from Marcus May? Anybody heard from Jordan Boyer?
Intercepting passes for another team.
Hold on. Anybody heard from Marcus May? Anybody heard from Jordan Poyer? Anybody want to know why he kept Eichenberg? See, that's where he messed up. He can make the Jonnu move. He can make the Calais Campbell move.
The Dotson move.
He can make the Fuller move. The Dotson.
Those are
all good moves. Yeah. But it's the 3 that he messes up that screws us.
No, I don't. But see, I don't think that's the case, though.
Poyer got cooked all year, man. We lost games behind Poyer. Like, come on.
Oh, Bills game specifically.
He kept Eichenberg in that position instead of addressing it. He got us cooked. Marcus May don't even get me started.
But see, and you know what? I think when we look at it, I think some of that is coaching in their evaluation, because I think Marcus May might have been better than Poyer at safety last year if we would have kept him. Right. So I think some of this is evaluation, and also McDaniel putting his relationships over the betterment of the team. Like, we don't care who you're playing golf with, bro. We don't care if Tua and Poyer have a great relationship in regards to golf. We want the best players on the field. Like, we don't care about what y'all got going on outside of work, bro. We want the best players on the field. So I think that may be the issue, as well as the evaluations with what Mike McDaniel is doing and how he's evaluating these players and who he's choosing to keep on a roster.
Listen, Chris Greer, we don't get it right. We just don't get it right every time.
Pieces. And a splash piece.
Jonnu Smith was cooked. Jonnu Smith was Jonnu Smith was a hit.
Jonnu Smith was a wash.
Jonnu Smith was only a hit because we actually used him. We've had good tight ends that our quarterback refused and was allergic to use.
What are you talking about? Tua has always used the tight ends. Gesicki had his best year under Tua.
Yeah, his best year, but not like Jonnu.
Gesicki had his best year under Tua.
But he didn't use him like Jonnu. Let me say this. Jonnu's production.
It's a different offense.
But the game plan of Jonnu actually hurt our offense.
McDaniel, what are you talking about?
I don't think people realize that. The production of Jonnu, the game plan of letting Jonnu attack, hurt our offense. What you did is went from 400 tight end yards to like 850. You added 450 yards for the tight end position, but you lost about like 1,200 from the wide receiver position.
Because you gotta make up for Waddle's lack of production. Like, Waddle had a quiet year.
Yeah, but Tyreek had a quiet year. Everybody had a quiet year because they weren't the.
That's because Tua's out six. Tua's out 6 games. So
I think we're missing.
No. That has nothing to do with it. Tua being out. Go look at his numbers.
Was out 6 games.
Go look at Tyreek's numbers with and without Tua.
If Tua would have been healthy all season, Tyreek would have hit some numbers.
That's just not true. You haven't. That tells me you
him
haven't
going
looked at
down.
the averages.
Look, him going down early in the season is a blow too, because you can't really get the chemistry like you need to.
You didn't look at the averages, CB. With or without Tua, Tyreek just had a bad year, regardless. And Tyreek actually didn't do terrible with the backups.
But we're discussing Greer's problems in free agency. There's more of an issue of Greer drafting, because there's no reason that Chris Greer should come away with 4 starters in this draft. There's no reason we shouldn't come away with 4 starters in this draft.
But see, and that's my thing too. I think the Miami Dolphins, they've always drafted for development instead of drafting for day one starters. Like Patrick Paul, bro, we needed a day one starter in that round. Like you got to get guys.
You could have had a starting guard.
Exactly. So in the first 4 rounds, or you could have tried to move him to guard. Like I don't know, but my problem is that you draft guys that you're gonna sit behind somebody. Like, bro, your guards aren't that good to where you aren't drafting one. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind it, and that's what bothers me. You drafting receivers, but you got 5. You already got 6 receivers on the roster. Bro, draft somebody who can start day one and who can contribute to this roster. You cannot draft guys that you're going to sit behind somebody. I can understand a piece like Chop Robinson who's going to play in a rotational role, but you can't draft guys who are going to.
That either.
I didn't like the pick either. I like him. I just didn't think edge at 21 was the move.
I mean,
they're thinking
playmakers.
We had a starting guard. You're talking about the O-line.
And you got to think Chubb and Phillips were hurt, Miss Vince.
I understand that, but didn't we also get another edge in the 5th round? We could have gotten an edge in the 3rd round. We could have gotten an edge in the 2nd round. But
edges are easier to get in free agency than starting offensive linemen.
You absolutely needed to hit on that O-line, and there were starting O linemen left and D linemen left at 21. And what did he pick? An edge?
He bought you,
bro. Like, come on.
But that ain't just him. That's a McDaniel thing too. McDaniel already told us I will draft the edge in the 1st round every year if I could.
Because it's premium position. Premium position.
He told us that. What did we draft in the 1st round this year? What did we draft in the 1st round last year?
Last year, what did we draft first?
An edge.
Well, before Chop.
It was Chop.
Before that.
Oh, before Chop. I got it right here. Where's this thing? Before Chop last year, or you mean the year before? 2023. First round. We didn't even have a 1st round. We only have 4 players.
Who had the 1st round pick?
We drafted in the 2nd. Cam Smith. That's our 2nd rounder. We didn't have a 1st round in 2023.
We traded to Kansas City, maybe.
I know.
Remember, we used it for Chubb.
That's what I was getting at.
Terrible.
In the year before
that was a terrible move. That was a terrible move. The real move was to go get Roquan Smith from the.
That was the right move.
Exactly. That was the right move. And he went for a 3rd. And not only did we pay that 1st round pick, we also gave him practically a max contract to this man.
Chubb was a disappointment before we even traded for him. He never lived up to the hype before we even traded for him. He didn't live up to his draft stock.
Horrible pick.
Man, I remember when we got Chubb. Yeah, I was hyping it up.
I thought it was a terrible move.
Then I realized, I said, man, he be just missing. He get around.
If Chris Greer can nail this, if he can nail this draft, we should come away with 4 starters.
We should.
This is a deep draft.
Now, Big
especially
C,
in the trenches.
No, we shouldn't. This is Greer. He ain't no such thing as nailing the draft.
Hopefully he doesn't draft towards
hold on.
Hey, Big C need an intervention. Don't ever speak 4 starters out your mouth again if Greer drafts.
No,
oh my God,
it's weird because he will draft 2 guys that's gonna sit and 2 guys he's gonna put in a rotation.
Well, hopefully he doesn't do it this year because he might not be here, or he's gonna have a different role.
Bro, the Miami Dolphins swear they be developing somebody, bro. You don't get somebody you can put on the you don't get somebody you can put on the field and play. Y'all ain't developing nobody, bro. Just put them on the field, bro.
The best. What you mean? We're the best developing team.
No.
I don't know a single player that the Miami Dolphins have developed.
They don't develop.
I don't know a single player that the Dolphins have developed. Not a single one. Not one, and I'm not exaggerating.
Like Tua. Hey, Tua.
What you mean? You remember Tua?
Hey, Tua. What you talking about, bro?
I came with y'all.
You talking about they developed Tua, bro? What are you talking about?
Austin Jackson got a contract.
Austin Jackson got a second contract.
He was drafted to be a left tackle.
No. First of all, let's get something straight. Austin Jackson actually wasn't bad when he first came in. That first injury got him. Injury got him. He was starting to come on at first that rookie year, and then that injury got him.
And
he been trying to fight back ever since.
Rookie, he was playing guard, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but he was playing well.
We drafted him to be a left tackle. That's not good enough.
I understand.
Screw that he was playing good. No, he was playing out of position. That's why he was playing good.
That whole draft, was it Tua, Austin Jackson, and Noah Monogamy?
Terrible.
Hey, I ain't gonna speak ill of Noah. I ain't gonna speak ill of Noah. Noah turning his career around.
And we got Robert Hunt.
Tua was the best pick of that draft, and that's crazy.
we started off that draft messed up, man. We had 11.
Tua was the best pick of that draft. Tua
that was the worst pick of the.
No, he wouldn't.
No, it wasn't.
Brandon Jones was the best pick of that draft.
Brandon Jones definitely was.
In my opinion, Brandon Jones was actually the best pick in that draft. Wait. Was that that wasn't the Van Ginkel year, right?
No.
I was just strictly talking about first round, regardless. But
I know. Oh man! All right, man. Let's move on to another subject here.
It's just gonna come back to this.
No. I want to tell everybody about an experience I had. It was pretty dope. I went to a birthday party over the weekend on a yacht. Tua's birthday party. It was pretty dope.
Bro, stop.
What? I was actually there.
Oh, you had the media credentials.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm just talking, but I do want to talk about Tua real quick.
What Go kind of figure. Year? Go figure.
Hey, I've been good. I ain't talking about that man all night. What kind of year is Tua gonna have this year? Like you can see in your crystal ball. Let's start with Miss Fins. Hey, we predicting.
Okay.
What kind of year?
Tua this year. Well, my expectations for Tua is progress. He's been averaging per game around 240 yards per game, 250-ish. To keep that production up, that's what I want. Overall, my main concern is points. We have to put points. I could care less how many years. If he gets me 120 and 6 touchdowns, I could care less how many yards he gets, because at the end of the day, it's points. And to me, averaging less than 2 touchdowns a game, that doesn't do it for me. I need to see over 2 touchdowns a game every single game from Tua, because right now, especially if you're going to be a franchise quarterback, you got to give us more production and points. That's the main thing. That's my main issue with him. Obviously, the biggest elephant is going to be the health. Can you do what you did, last year, not this past year, but the year before, when, money was on the line and you played all 17 games? Can you give us that too? Because my issue is, yeah, it was great. You did it for 1 year, and then poof, here comes the next year and you're gone after week 2. We can't have that. And I will say the last thing that I expect out of Tua for this particular year, I expect him to play at a high level consistently. And the number one game that I always talk about is this past season, that second Buffalo game. To me, it was probably his best game. Well, it definitely, in my opinion, was the best game he played all season last year, and probably top 3 game he's ever played in his career. If you take a look at that game and you break it down to me, I was extremely happy as a Dolphin fan, because it showed me, okay, he's taking control of that offense, and you're seeing he's actually attacking the holes, dealing with what the defense is giving him, and he's able to push the ball through so that way we can keep scoring. And to me, that's what I want to see him do. As a franchise quarterback, you have to maintain your ownership of this offense. So that's what I expect of him, and I think that this year he has to do it. Will he do it at the end of the day? We won't know until the season's over. But that's my expectation for him. Continue to play at a high level like he played versus Buffalo, and we can start seeing him actually win versus these good teams that he's yet to beat in his career. So that's what I want to say.
Big C, Tua's year.
Listen, I try to be the most positive Dolphins fan I can possibly be, and I just can't get over the injuries.
We know.
A good season for Tua Tagovailoa this year. In a perfect world, is him staying healthy for all 17 games. I would say 35 touchdowns, 4,200 yards, and 10 and under interceptions. Completion rate around 70%. That'd be the perfect world. But the injuries, and I think we have a bigger problem on our hands than we've had in the past. That hip injury, I am not convinced that it wasn't something more serious that they weren't letting us know about. He can protect his head all he wants. He can protect how he falls and to make him not hit his head, but he can't stop himself from landing on the hip. And I think that's gonna end up being a problem this year. You cannot stop yourself from falling on that hip over and over and over and over. It's just normal how you fall. And I think that's going to creep back up. They didn't want to give us no information about it last year, and I'm very skeptical of it. And it's hard to stay positive about. You can stay positive and say, oh, well, if he just protects himself and doesn't let his head hit the ground, if he doesn't take the big hits, he doesn't have to take a big hit. He doesn't have to take a big hit no more. He didn't take a big hit in that Texans game. So at any moment he can go out the game and be out for God knows how long, and you can't build a successful franchise around a quarterback that can't stay healthy. I like Tua. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he could take us far into the playoffs skill wise, but the health, I can't get behind it.
1 out of 4 seasons healthy. CB, what is your projection for Tua this year? How is he going to do? We already know you probably got him as an MVP favorite, but talk to us.
Man, I see Tua having one of those seasons where he plays 15 games. Tua's gonna miss probably 2 games this season and have a really good year, right? And to the point where the Miami Dolphins will probably be like, okay, we're gonna ride this out another year. So we'll probably be good enough to get into the playoffs, win a playoff game, and then people be like, yeah, he's good, he's solid. We're gonna go with him in another year. So and that's what I think is gonna happen. And he'll miss a couple games, but it won't be anything too serious. And then the Wolfpack will be in misery for another year, right? Another off season of misery for the Wolfpack, and they'll be punching the air all off season while Tua and the Miami Dolphins tell you that he'll be quarterback 1 the following season. So
if Tua misses, you say he's gonna miss a couple games. Give me a number, 2, 3, 4.
2. I think two games. 2 games. Because that 2-game mark is just that mark where you can expect a quarterback to miss a couple games, right?
When he takes a bump to the head, he's missing at least 6.
You're right, but I don't think he's gonna take a bump to the head.
How can you even predict that in football, brother?
I mean, I can't. I'm just saying what I think.
What is it going to be? The hip? Is it going to be the ribs?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
If it's a hip, he's out for the season.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm telling you, it'll be something. He'll miss a couple.
Listen,
games,
CB, if the man misses anything more than 1 game, he is done as a Dolphin.
He's gonna miss week 18. Want to know why, TD? Because we're gonna be number 1 in the AFC. We're gonna have that first round bye. We're already gonna own that division.
We're gonna be number 1, first overall pick.
She said first.
First overall pick in the draft.
No,
hey, she said first in the division. TD. She said you got a
division, man.
She said
first in the division.
She said first round bye
in the conference.
This is not Wolfpack. This is not Wolfpack. What's up with you, Miss Fans?
She must be got us.
I was trying to channel you. I thought you were CB.
Now, improving the offensive line helps his chances. It does, because you'll be able to run, you'll have pass protection, but he's inevitably gonna take a hit, and any singular hit can be the hit. It can be the hit. And now you can say that about any player in the league. One hit and they could be done. But we got a quarterback, and it's like one of those wrestling games where it shows the body on the side of the screen, and every part that's taken a beating is lit up red. You know what I mean? His whole body's red. You know what I mean? Like, and they got to protect him because they're under constant scrutiny from the press that if Tua takes a bump to the head, he can be cleared that week, but he can't play. He can't play because they're under constant scrutiny. They got to keep him out 4 or 5 games. They got to, minimum. Because the backlash. He's the poster boy for concussions in the NFL.
Now he is, yeah. That's not good,
man. Tua about to stay healthy next year. Y'all gonna be tight about Tua, boy. I know.
Why?
TD.
You realize, CB, that what you're saying.
To the bathroom. Sorry.
Go ahead. What you're saying that we're gonna be tight because if Tua plays those 17 games and we succeed and have a winning record, get to the playoffs, win a playoff game, get to the AFC Championship, you do realize that we still win, right? Because the Dolphins are winning. See, I'm so tired of people saying, "Oh, people are gonna be mad."
But Miss Fins, there's people who aren't like you though.
We win.
There's people who aren't like you and that really want to see Tua fail, even if it is to spite the Miami Dolphins. Want Tua to fail? No, I'm saying there's people out there who do want him to fail. TD, you know that. You know that, TD.
Yeah, of course. I see plenty of people saying I don't even want us to do good this year.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
I've heard that everywhere. I've heard that from like
it's actually more prominent than I've ever thought it would ever be.
I heard people.
How do you feel about those people, TD? How do you feel about those people?
I can't bring myself to ever do it, but I understand because what they're doing is predicting the future, that it's a waste of time anyway. So just get it over with. But I can never wish that. I want to see us win. I want to see Tua actually like shock the world. That would be a beautiful story. I don't believe he ever will, but that would be a nice switch up. Man, I wish. And, especially whenever you're done geared up, you got Ramsey, Tyreek, and all of these weapons and all this stuff. You just think that this is it, but it ain't. And let's be honest, the team's issues center around Tua, regardless of the injuries. He's a part of the injuries. Regardless of everything else going on, there's moments he don't play well against good teams. So I still feel like everything starts and finishes with him. So I understand people saying that. I just can't get on board with it. I want to see something special, but I think they're just predicting the future and they don't want to waste no time. But I can't bring myself to ever kind of be like that. I want to see us actually win every game. Like, it's not fun to me anymore. It's not fun knowing when you're going to lose and you watch the game. Like, let me tell you what's not fun for me. Here's what's not fun for me. Like, when we play the Patriots, there's nothing I get excited about. I know we're going to win this game. This is normal. When we play, like every team we play that's bad, every team that we play that's bad, when we go into that week, I used to feel so excited about every week. Now I'm so numb to the bad teams. I already know what's going to happen. But then whenever we play a good team, I'm like, all right, yeah, now that's the only time I get up for it now. I have no emotion against the bad teams anymore. And that's whenever I'm starting to grow numb to this team. So I want to lose that feeling. I want to feel like, every game is exciting again because we're a dominant team. They've beaten me into submission of feeling like bad teams, I expect to win. And the only thing that throws me off against bad teams is when we lose. And I go off. But good teams, that's the only thing I'm like, come on, man, let's get over this hump. And we never do. We never really do. So I'm kind of numb to it too. And I hate it because I feel like I'm losing excitement for the team, especially on weeks where you already know we're going to win. It means nothing to me. At the end of the game, all right, Tua played well as we expected. Like, I'll have a pregame. I think Tua's going to throw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 360 yards, 80% completion. And he come out and he do less than that, but it's still a win. And I'm like, well, Tua had a good game. You know, that's how you're supposed to play, especially against teams you're supposed to be. You know, it's just so nonchalant. It ain't even nothing to get excited about. In all them good games, I wait on it, but it never transpires. It's always disappointment. So
that Buffalo game, but that Buffalo game, he played lights out, bro. Like,
it was a great game.
That was a game we lost. Yeah, that was.
But that's the point. That's the point I'm making.
It's never complimentary football. Like, that's my problem. Is that the Miami Dolphins can't find a way to play complimentary football against good football teams. Like, if your offense can't get into a rhythm, hey, your defense got to find a way to get stops, create turnovers, score points. If your defense can't get stops, your offense has got to go. They got to go. But we don't find a way. We don't find a way to play that way. And honestly, that's more of a Mike McDaniel thing than anything. He's got to be better. Like, he's got to prepare his teams better. They got to go into games. Like,
or you need a quarterback
coaching. Like, McDaniel has kind of gotten out coached in a lot of the big games.
He outcoaches himself too. He overthinks things, and I think that's a major problem. But he's a young head coach. What are you gonna expect? Now, I think it's unrealistic with what you said. And I don't mean to cut you off, but it's unrealistic to now we have to wait for the defense to score for us to win games. Like, those are things that happen. But come on,
but Miss Fins, you like. Get good teams find a way to create turnovers and score points. Like, if we had a good defense, let's say our defense was top 5 last year. If our defense was top 5 last year, we're in the playoffs, no doubt, hands down. There's no questions asked. If we had a top 5 unit, but we didn't. And no, it's
with no quarterback.
Top 10 and what?
In composite defensive score, we were top 10. I think we're like 9.
If we're top 5, we're a different team. If we create turnovers and score,
but how much are you asking for? Now the defense.
That's what I say. It's unrealistic.
I mean, you got top 5 talent.
To do all that.
You got. I think you had top 5 talent defensively. Like, honestly, when we looked at the unit on paper last year, we were like, this unit should be pretty damn good. Like, we thought we were gonna have a top 5 defense. We should have been there.
And I know we gotta get out of here, but here's what I don't understand. You know how many games where the defense was like balling out and people would be in the chat saying they can't blame the defense for this one. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, the defense would give up like 2 touchdowns, but they've been so good all game. And we're like, I'm just saying, man, this happened several times. And we're blaming the defense. Because the offense dug a hole early, the defense kept us in it the whole game, and then the defense gives something up at the end. Oh, the defense sold. Like, we're just going to excuse the beginning of the game for the offense, how bad they were, how they dug the hole in the first place with turnovers, Monster fumbling, Tua throwing picks. Like, it kills me, man. The defense isn't going to stay alive forever.
I'm gonna give you. No, hold up.
I think all units. Both units got to be better.
Hold up, defense got to be better. Okay, cool. I'm always about getting better. But you do realize that the defense last year was ranked 4th when it comes to yards allowed, and when it comes to points, they were 10th in the league. You do know that.
That was last year. This past year,
yeah, we were pretty high up there. Shockingly,
they were ranked 10th. Best team in not allowing opposing teams to score and ranked 4th when it came to yardage not allowed.
But so you're talking about you're picking and choosing stats defense.
Though.
What other stats are you talking about, CB?
I'm talking about like total defense, like
total defense. We were top 10. I think it was 9.
How many turnovers? Where do we rank in turnovers?
That's where we lacked is turnovers and sacks.
27.
Bro, we did actually. We were
y'all want turnovers because the offense could never do what they needed to do.
Sure.
Are we going to ignore how bad our offense has been? Are we really going to ignore how bad the offense has been?
Our
By the
offense
way,
was horrible
22nd.
last year. Horrible.
Yeah, they were bad.
When
last
Tua-
year.
When Tua played, the offense wasn't too bad, but when he was out, it was a struggle to get a
It
first
wasn't
down.
too
people
good
say
either,
that.
though. It
I
wasn't
mean,
too
we
good when he
averaged over
played
20
either.
some points a game, 25 points a game when he was in.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Not last year.
Yeah, last year. Look it up.
No.
Look it up.
Yeah,
I am actually looking it up. Like
We lost a bunch of
games.
games scoring 28 points at
were-
the end of the game.
We were 6-5 with Tua. So we won
Well,
more
how many
than
points
we
per
lost.
game?
That's true.
How many points per game?
I'm gonna check it
He
out.
scored 19 touchdowns. Points per game. Give me a second here, because I got that right now. With just Tua playing, need a calculator because this is.
I would say it's got to be at 25.
It can't go by his touchdowns because it's the whole team.
The whole team. Yeah, I'm looking at the entire team. With Tua present, he was there game 1 and game 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
We scored
half
20
game
points
two.
in the first one. We scored 10 points in the second one. He
That's
missed the
30.
next 4. We missed the next 4 games, right? He missed week 3, 4, 5. He missed the
I
Colts
think he might have
game.
missed
Came
5, maybe.
came back to Arizona, right? Came
Yeah.
back to Arizona. That's 27 points plus another 27 versus Buffalo. Another
Plus 23 with the Rams,
Mhm.
34 against the Raiders,
Uh-huh.
34
versus
against
the
the
Patriots.
Patriots. This is when we were racking up against the worst teams. 17 versus
17.
Green Bay. 32
32.
versus the Jets. 12 versus the Texans.
He missed a couple of games at the end though. Which game did he
29
miss?
versus the 49ers.
That was
he
the
had to
last
miss
one he
the
played.
That was the last game he played, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
missed the Browns and the
That's 265 points, and he played out of 11 games.
That's over 25 points.
That's 24 points.
24. That's still not that bad though. But
bad.
our biggest issue is it's always who we do it on. We do it on the worst teams in the NFL, putting up 30, 34 against the Patriots, 32 against the Jets, 34 against the Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is where it typically comes from. But anytime we play a good team, we couldn't score for some reason. We can't score. Buffalo, we put up 10. Seahawks, we put up 3.
Because good teams are typically good in the trenches, and that's where we're horrible. You can bully ball us. You can bully ball the Dolphins.
So
Yeah,
with
he's
Tua, we
kinda right
averaged
about that.
24
Well,
points.
I don't see-
Without
I don't
Tua,
see-
13 points.
I don't
So that
see
is a
that
major
much of a
difference.
I don't see that much of a difference whenever we were putting up all those points in the league with the O-line. I mean, what made that O-line better?
Which one?
The one where we were putting up 70 on Denver and doing all this crazy
23.
Because
yardage.
we had win. We weren't relying on Eichenberg. We had
he wasn't healthy the whole season.
I know that's why we fell off at the end of the season. That's why I was saying that's why we fell off and we lost that lead to Buffalo, is because at the end of the season our offensive line was depleted. Xavier Howard was out. Javon Holland was hurt. Tyreek was hurt. And we just had so many. It was crazy. But at the beginning of the season, what was our center's name?
Connor Williams.
Connor Williams. We had Wynn, Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, and Armstead. We had that. And we were good. We were putting up big numbers. We were running the ball fantastic. That's the year we had all the rushing touchdowns.
And we lost one offensive lineman, and then that was
not one. We lost Connor. We lost.
That's it.
Win
2.
Armstead 4.
Armstead finished that season.
Yeah.
Look how
He
many
got
games
banged
Armstead
up.
played.
Yeah, he missed some in the middle. Listen, man, y'all really think the O-line is the reason why we've not been Super Bowl contenders?
No, I think that Tua not staying healthy is the biggest reason, but I think that the offensive line and the defensive line and obviously injuries is a major reason. And again, we don't have the quarterback we don't have a Josh Allen, we don't have a Patrick Mahomes to overcome the massive amount of injuries that we have. He's not that person. He's that person that if our team is healthy, and we can win a lot of games. But if the team's not built correctly and we suffer a bunch of injuries, it's a wrap.
Well, we're gonna be healthy this year. We're gonna be healthy this year. Shout out to
even
Frozen
if we are,
fan.
There's a good chance he's not.
Now, can we finally
gonna be healthy?
No, we gotta do it. Nah, man, we gotta do it. You're gonna have to give him all the L's. The losses we get with our backups fall on Tua too for him not being available. Period. There's no other way of
You're right.
that.
You're right. I give you that.
Nobody want to hear these Wolfpack takes. Get to the.
Okay. All right, man. We finna get up out of here. We're over our hour.
I'm 2 subs away from 600. Come on.
2 subs.
Y'all go sub the Big C. Go sub the Big C right now. Also, I just dropped Miss Finn's link in the chat.
And again, get me to 1,000. What's up?
2K. My man trying to get that 2K.
Well, this is the second time I'm dropping Miss Finn's link in the chat. Y'all go ahead and click on it and subscribe. She just crossed over 1,500. We're trying to get Big C to 1,000. So he's gonna do a pretty big giveaway. So y'all go check that out and subscribe to the channel. Also, CB83 about to drop his link now. That way y'all don't have any excuse. Y'all have the link to all 3 channels. Y'all go show them love. They provide content on the Miami Dolphins as well as a content community. We always have each other back and looking out for each other. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you guys for joining the stream on a weekly basis for Miami Dolphins Roundtable. This got to be the year. This got to be the year we're doing lives weekly, and we're excited about what's happening, and we about to go to a Super Bowl. That's the only thing. Tunnel vision.
Let's get it.
Tunnel vision. Now, CB, the only one ain't get excited with that Wolfpack mentality. You got to stop, bro.
Yeah,
you got to cut that Wolfpack stuff out.
Hey, I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see approach. I ain't
that's that Wolfpack talk. That's that Wolfpack talk. You the leader.
I'm wait and see approach.
Any last words, Miss Fins, you got for everybody?
Oh, man. First of all, thank you so much for having me, guys. I love doing this, man. This is amazing. And obviously, all the fans. I see you guys chat in the comments, man. You guys are hilarious. So I appreciate all you guys. Yes, we're trying to get to 2,000 subs. Come help out, Miss Fins. Really do appreciate it. You can find me Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Follow me on all social media. Breaking news, everything Dolphins, NFL, and AFC. So we'll catch you in the morning.
Big C, talk to us.
Come check me out, Fin Posse Podcast, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We just be having a good time, very interactive. You're more than welcome to join the show and come give me your takes. Tell me why I'm wrong or why you think I'm wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. We have a good time, though. You know what I mean? I appreciate you having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be on here with the 3 of you. It's a wonderful time. I look forward to continuing to do it. And fins up. Let's go.
Super Bowl.
CB, talk to us.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Big C, Miss Fins, and the great tdphinstalk. I appreciate you guys jumping on this show and us rocking out. We do this weekly now. Be sure to be around because we will be more present. Check me out, FinStake with CB83. Y'all already know how I get down. The voice of the Miami Dolphins community. We keep it real, and we kill the Wolfpack any and every opportunity we get. Let's go.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is our year. We got to believe. This is our last time of having hope. It's a shame. I can't even believe I'm saying it. It's a shame that we got like I know I'm lying to myself, but I'm trying to hide my last bit of hope, man. It's a shame. But listen, man, come on, Chris Greer. Pull it together in the 5th quarter. Let's get it done. Get it done right here, right now, this year. Work your magic. Mike McDaniel, sharpen your tools. Get this team together. Bring leadership. And let's defeat the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, and the Jets. Win the division. Win our first playoff game in forever. And you know what? I have bigger expectations, but I'll stop right there. I'll be okay with that. I'll lower my own bar. Just one playoff win. Can we do it? I don't know. We shall see. But thank y'all for tuning in to Miami Dolphins Roundtable. We will see you all next week. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Don't forget to go subscribe to all 3 of their channels. Hit the like button and turn on your notifications on their channels. And we just thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. We are out.
See ya.